Hello everyone. So in this video, we're gonna be making like a more advanced version of the last tutorial. So we'll be making like a better first person view model and all that stuff. We'll add shooting, reloading, inspect animations, stuff like that. So if we go into the game, this is what the finished product will be. You can press 1 for your primary, 2 for your secondary. You can press F for a little inspect animation. I was too lazy to make one for the AK, but it's fine. Each weapon has their own stats. This one's fully automatic. This one is not. You can hear me clicking. Reloading. Again, I was too lazy to make animations for the AK, but as you can see, they each have their different stats. And then you can inspect, and yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a fresh base plate here, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make our view models. So let's just go into the toolbox, and we're gonna get we'll do, here it is. Okay, so this is our view model. As you can see right now, all it is we'll change the name of this to camera part. It's just the arms and where the camera will sit. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to make the arms a little bit longer, just so you know the arms will always be showing in the animation display. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Now we're gonna need our gun. So I'm just gonna go into the toolbox, and we'll just do pistol. Pistol model. This will work nicely. And we will. Oh, sweet! There's a slide on this too, so I can show what to do when there's. Okay, so we'll just align. It helps if you turn these two off in the model tab, just so it's very smooth, so you can align it exactly where you want. Okay, so we line this up where we want it to be. I think that's a good spot. Then we're gonna put the pistol. Actually, first we'll do. Let's create a part. And then right here on the properties, we'll change the size to 1 by 1 by 1. And then where the handle is, here we'll change this name to grip. Yeah, we'll copy its position and then put that on there. And then move that back to where it actually is. And then put this in here, name this the handle, transparency to 1, can collide off. Okay, there we go. So in the handle, we're gonna click on slide, and then up here in plugins, if you don't have this plugin, I'll put it in the description. We're going to click on new motor 6D, and then we're going to click on this, click on grip, and new weld. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to drag this into the view model, change the name to model, change this to pistol. Then we're going to select the right arm, go into the model, select the handle, and then new motor 6D. And yeah, that should be it. So a plugin I like to use is up here. It's called FPS viewport. I'll put this in the description too. If you just click on it, and if you have the camera part, it'll put a little camera right here. So you can click on this, so it's like attached, and it helps a lot with making animations. And then we can align we're actually going to want to move these back a lot so we can actually see the gun. And then we'll align that a little bit better, and then we'll align this like that. We'll slide that, and let's see how. Yeah, it's back a little bit. So do that, and then we'll add a little rotation to it. That looks good. Okay, that looks good to me. Now we just gotta re-rig like the original model, so all we need to do is just click on this. 1, 2, 3. Go up to here, new motor 60. Just so it has a refresh, so all of the like parts are like in the right space. This should be our main model. If we go here, go to Moon Animator, or if you don't have Moon Animator, go to here, Animation Editor. This will pop up. So it'll be pretty similar. And then if you did everything right, oh shoot, wait. We gotta make sure everything is unanchored. Can't glide off. Now you can move these parts, move the gun, and then move the arm, and it's attached. Okay, so now you just have to make animations, but I already did, so I'm just gonna import them. Okay, so here is my shoot animation. As you can see, when with the animated slide, you can actually show the slide moving back. Here's what it looks like in the view model. I think that looks pretty good. So we're gonna save this and save it as shoot. And then we're gonna create a folder inside of here. I'm gonna rename it to animations. Oh, I can't spell. Animations. There we go. We're going to export the rig, save to Roblox. And if you don't have Moon Animator and you're using the default Roblox one, it'll be pretty similar to what I'm doing. It'll just be different like names and stuff, but yeah, if you have your animation, great. Now go into here, animation, rename this to shoot, and then paste the animation ID that you just copied right here. And now we're going to be we're going to save and close. We're going to create a new one, save this as reload. And again, I have an animation, but you will probably need to make, or you should be making, and I don't want anyone to be stealing any animations. There you go, here's our little reload animation. There's not an actual animatable mag, but that's okay, we don't need to have that. We'll save this and we'll export rigs, and then we'll save this to Roblox. Save, copy this ID, duplicate this, rename the duplicate to reload, and then we will paste that into there. Now we're gonna do one final animation, and it's gonna be an inspect animation. Again, I already have one, but you should be making your own. There you go, here's our little inspect animation. Then, of course, we're gonna do export rigs, save this to Roblox, and save. Copy that, duplicate this, rename it inspect. Oh, I can't type. Inspect. Paste that into there. Okay, so we have can get rid of that. We have our view model, and we have our animations. Now we're gonna be making like settings basically. So the ones that we will need, we're gonna make add a module script. These are a little intimidating, but all we're really gonna be using them for is like settings, so, or like stats. So we're gonna change, we'll do capital. We'll change these two, and then in this little like curly brackets right here, we're gonna go in here, hit enter, and then here in this little tab, we're gonna write our settings. So the first one we'll do is damage. Damage equals, we'll say 35, I guess. Then we're gonna do like cooldown. Cooldown, we'll set that to 0.2, and you want to make sure after every setting that you do, we want to add these little winky face eyes. And then third one we'll do full auto, equals false. And then finally we'll do spread, and this is in terms of degrees, so we'll say I don't know, 2. And then these are going to be the settings for the pistol. Now we're also going to need 2 int values, and this one's going to be named ammo, this one's going to be named max ammo, and we're going to set these both to a value, we'll say 10, I guess. Oh, finally you want to make sure everything has cast shadow off, can collide off, and anchored false except for the humanoid root part. So everything looks good on me. Alright, let's get into collision groups. Up here on the model tab, and then right here you should see a thing that says collision groups. Click on that. You're going to be seeing this tab. We're going to be adding 2 groups. First one is shooting raycast, or we'll say shooting cast, and then second one's going to be VM for view model. So for the view model, you can't collide with other view models and shooting raycast, and then this can't collide with other shooting raycasts. That should be good. Now for all of the parts in your gun, you want to scroll, or your view model, you want to go down here in the properties where it says collision group, change this to VM. Okay. So this basically just makes it so when you shoot a raycast, it won't be able to detect any of these parts, which is good because we don't want to do damage to our view model. That wouldn't make sense. And now we're gonna go into replicated storage. We're gonna create a folder. We're gonna name this guns, I guess. We'll do view models, and then we'll put this in here. We're gonna create another folder, call it events. All we'll really need is, yeah, a shoot event. Shoot event. There we go. That should be it for this setup, I think. Yeah, let's get into scripting. So in the starter player, in the starter character scripts, we're gonna add a local script. Make sure it's a local script. Change the name, sorry, to VM handler. This is gonna be kind of the main script, so it's gonna be probably the longest one. So let's first get our services. We're we need run service, get service, run service. We'll need input service, so user input service equals get service user input service. So we'll be using this one to get like input for like 1, 2, like 1 and 2, like non-number keys, so we can equip things. And then run service will be used for just making sure we update the position of the VM every frame. So we'll also need the player. Local player equals game.players.local player. We'll need the character player.character or player.character added wait. So if there isn't a character yet, then we'll wait for one, and then there'll be a character. We'll need the camera, so local camera equals workspace.current camera. And finally we'll need the mouse, local mouse equals player get mouse. Now for all of the view model stuff, local view model folder equals game.replicatedStorage.viewModels. Local current VM equals nil, because we won't on spawn, we won't have anything equipped. Now we'll need a bunch of like states for the player. So like if they're idle, we need to know when that's true, if they're walking, if they're shooting. So let's get started on that. There's just going to be a ton of variables, so we'll do local idle equals false. Actually, we'll set that to true equals true. Local walking equals false. Local shooting equals false. Local full auto shooting equals false. Local in air equals false. Local can shoot equals true. Local can reload equals true. Local reloading equals false. This is just going to be a ton of... Actually, I already explained it. I don't need to explain it again. Here's how we're going to handle animations. We're going to create a table, loaded anims, create a little table, and then we'll need all of the animations that we just created, all of these three. So we'll do shoot equals nil. It'll be nil for now because we don't have anything that's loaded. Reload equals nil, and then inspect equals nil. So when we actually go to load the weapon in, we'll load these animations as well. We'll need an inventory. And this will be another table. And we'll do primary equals AK. Actually, no. We'll leave that blank for now. Secondary equals our pistol that we just made, so pistol. And then the module, we'll set that to nil, but this module is this module that we just made. Okay, let's get on to the sway stuff. So we'll do local sway cframe equals cframe.new. For now these will be blank. Local last camera cframe is cframe.new as well. Okay, so let's get on to the functions that we'll need. We'll leave them blank for now, but we will fill them out later. So local function, we'll start with cancel reload. And we'll need this for when we're like mid reload and we decide to change weapons. If we don't have this function right here, it'll get a little buggy. So it's always good to have to prepare for that stuff, like stuff that a player would do. Now the main one, local function load slot. and then we'll need the weapon. This will just be for like what the name is. We'll just use it for loading the slot. We'll need a reload function. Reload. This doesn't take any parameters. We'll need a spread function. This will just be for like calculating the spread. The math is really confusing and it's hard to explain, but and then finally, is this finally? Yeah, finally a shoot function, which also doesn't take any parameters. Okay, let's get started on the rendered step loop, and whatever you will do, run service dot rendered step connect function. I don't think we'll need the delta time. So basically, what this does is anything that's in here will be like called every frame of the game. So if I said like print hello, every frame of the game down here will say hello. So like hello. But we don't want it to print hello. What we want it to do is we'll check first if there's a character, just so if I don't know, if someone leaves, then there won't be a glitch. Then we want to check if there's a current model that we have loaded, and if there is, then we'll need the camera's rotation. So we'll set camera dot cframe :2 object space, and then last camera cframe. Local x y z equals rod :2 orientation. So this is just the orientation of this. We'll set the sway cframe to a lerped version of itself, and then cframe dot angles math dot sin x, multiply that by, I have in my notes 3, so we'll use that. Math dot sin whatever y, multiply this by 3, and then 0, and then the lerp value, I have this as 0.05. And then before we change anything to the camera, we want the last camera cframe, so we'll set that to camera.cframe. Okay, here's one of the big changes from the last version. Instead of making an animation for walking, we're gonna make it with code. And in my opinion, it looks better, it saves a bunch of time, and I don't know, it'll be easier for later on. We don't need to make a new animation every time we make a new gun. So we'll need the bob x, and we'll need the bob y. So bob is just going up and down, and then bob y is going left and right. Or sorry, other way around. Bob y is up and down, bob x is so here's where these states come in. So we can check if we are walking and we are not in air. We can set bob x and bob y to something. In my notes, I have bob y set as math.sin time, and then times 7.5 divided by 20. And then we can copy and paste this, but we want this to be whatever this is times 2, so we can just multiply that by 2. And actually we will want to do that so this happens first. There we go. Okay, so here's what this is. Also, this isn't a sine, this is cos. So basically what we're doing here is we are creating a sine wave and a cosine wave. And basically what these are just like, they look like waves, right? So they like a wave like that. Wait, let me open up a sine wave example. Here we go. So see, look at this. So basically what we are creating with code is this wave. So the time is obviously this time right here. So the time that the game has been going on for. And then the amplitude is this, I'm pretty sure. This is the amplitude, so how high it goes. And then we divide the time, and then we divide it all by 20, and the more we divide it by, the slower it goes. And basically what we'll do with this information is we'll set the view model C-frame to whatever the bob is, and this will create like a wave effect whenever we walk. So else if we're idle and not in air, so also if we're idle, we can just copy this, but we'll change some of the numbers. Instead of 7.5, we'll do 0.75. Oh, we got an Roblox update. Let's go. And then in here we can just do that. And then since we want it to be slower, we'll divide it by 120, and then we'll divide this by 120 as well. And then finally, if we are in air, we'll just set this both to 0. Not 9, 0. So if we're in air, it won't have any bob. And then we'll do local final bob equals cframe.new bob x, bob y, and then 0. There won't be any bob for going forward. Finally, we can set the position. Set primary part C-frame to the camera.cframe times sway times final bob. This is the whole script for the run service, or rendered step. Now we just needed to load a slot, which actually isn't too hard. So we just check if there is a weapon, and then if camera colon find first child, which is a model. So if we find another view model in there, then we'll just current VM colon destroy, and then current model or current VM equals nil. So if we already have one equipped, if we already have a view model that we're changing, then we'll delete the one that we'll basically just delete it. And then if not view model folder, and then if we can't find the weapon, then we'll warn can't find weapon in folder. We'll warn, and then we'll return end. And then okay, so now what we're gonna do is if it gets past all of this, then we'll actually create the view model. So local new VM equals view model folder colon find first child weapon, and then we'll clone it. New VM dot parent. We'll set that to the camera. New VM. Oop. New VM. Or no, sorry. Current VM equals new VM. And then inventory.module equals require current VM dot module. So basically we're just setting this right here to a required version of this, so we can actually get in here and use all these settings. Now we're gonna load some animations. So loaded animations dot shoot equals new VM dot humanoid colon load animation new VM dot animations dot shoot. Then we can just copy this, change this to reload, change this to inspect, and there we go. That's how we load our view models. So to actually get a test of this going, we're going to use the user input service up here. So user input service dot input began colon connect function will need the input and the game processed. If game processed, then return end. Basically what this is if I have like the chat open or something, or if I'm like tabbed out, then this is gonna just return end. So if it's not processed, then it will actually run. Then we need to check if the input dot keycode equals enum dot keycode dot 1. So if we press the 1 key, we're gonna load slot inventory dot primary, but we don't have a primary yet, so we just need to copy this, change this to 2, and then load secondary. And let's see if this works. So pressing 1 doesn't do anything because look, can't find view model in folder, so we're good on that. If I press 2, and there's our model, there's our sway. If we walk, or right now the bob doesn't work because we're not checking if walking is true, but our sway works, everything looks good. Let's go see if the bob actually does work. We'll set walking to true. Press 1, hey, there's our bob. So this is what it'll look like when we're walking. And I think that looks pretty good. You can always change the numbers if you want to fit your game better, but I think this looks good. So let's go back. We'll set this back to false, set this to true. Let's work on detecting when we're actually walking. So we'll use character.humanoid colon get property changed signal move direction, and then we'll connect function. This is basically just whenever the move direction changes, this function will fire. So we'll check if there is a current VM, and if the character.humanoid dot move direction dot magnitude greater than it's greater than 0. So if we actually are walking, then we need to check if not in air, then walking equals true, idle equals false. And then we're gonna do actually we'll just do this, copy this, and then we'll check if it equals 0, and then we'll set, we don't need to look for this, and then we'll do the opposite. We'll set this to false, this to true. So now, whenever we walk, as you can see, if you look really closely, there is a little animation that plays. And if we walk, there we go. There's our little bob. Now, right now, we don't check if our character is in the air, so it still plays the bob when we're in the air. So let's change that really quick. So we'll just do in the run service, or we gotta check if there's the character. If character dot humanoid dot floor material equals enum dot material dot air, then in air equals true, else in air equals false. So if the floor material is air, then it's going to be an air. If we check in here, right here, here's our floor material. Whenever we jump, it changes to air for a split second. So we can use that to stop the, here we are, to stop the bob from happening. Sweet. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do shooting. So here's how we're gonna handle shooting. When we have a mouse, so mouse dot button 1 down, and we'll connect that to a function. We'll check if there's a current VM, and then if current VM dot ammo dot value is less than or equal to current VMs is less than or equal to current VM dot max ammo dot value, and current VM dot ammo dot value, that's a comma, dot value doesn't equal 0. So this is just checking if we have enough ammo. If it's greater, if it's less than the max ammo, and it doesn't equal 0. That's basically what we're doing. So if not inventory dot module dot full auto, then shoot, else full auto shooting equals true. So if it's a semi-auto weapon, it'll just shoot from here. If it's not, we'll set the shooting value to true. And then just to get full auto working, we'll go ahead and just do this, and then we'll change this to button up, get rid of this, make sure we have that in there, and then there. Okay, so now this is going to be calling this event, which is up here, right here. So what we'll need to do in this, put my headphones on, give me a sec. Okay. So every time we call this, we need to check if there is a current VM. If we can shoot. And if we can, then we'll set it to false. And then the loaded animation dot shoot colon play and then we'll minus 1 to the ammo. And just in case if we do have our inspect playing, we'll stop it. And if it's not playing, then it'll just ignore this. Now we're gonna need raycast params so it won't hit certain things. So like we can't hit ourselves, for example. So local ray params equals raycast params.new, and then here we'll go down a little bit. Ray params dot filter type equals enum dot raycast filter type dot exclude. So anything that's gonna be in, I'll explain when I'm done. Ray params dot filter descendants instances equals this little table, and we'll just put the character in there for now. Ray params dot collision group equals that collision group we made. So I think it's shoot raycast. Let me check really quick. It's called shooting cast. So this will basically exclude the character and anything that can't touch the collision group. We'll need a direction. We'll do the spread really quick. Now this is really hard to explain. This is like the most complicated part of this whole code. So we'll do axis, and then we'll do angle. Okay, here we go. Just follow along as best you can. So local cos angle equals math dot cos angle. Local z equals 1 minus math dot random, and then times 1 minus cos angle. Local phi equals math dot random times math dot pi times 2. Local r equals math dot random, equals math dot square root of 1 minus z times z. Local x equals r times math dot cos, and then phi, and then we can just copy this for the y, but we'll change this to sine. Local vec equals vector3 dot new x y z, and then now if axis dot z is greater than 0.9999, then we'll return vec. Else if axis dot z is less than negative 0.999, that's 7.999, we'll delete that, then return negative vectors. Local orth equals vector3 dot z axis, and then we'll cross the axis. Local rot equals math dot acos, and then axis colon dot, and then vector3 dot z, or z axis and then we'll finally return C-frame dot from axis angle ORTH, and then rot, and then multiply this times the vector. This is really confusing, but basically all it is you're just making a circle and then picking a random position in that circle of the angle. So, and then you return it. So it's a little confusing. Oh wait, this should be vec. There you go. So it's a little confusing, but that's all you really need to know. But what this allows us to do is this allows us to create a random spread for our weapon. So we'll do local final spread. It was final spread equals spread, and then we need to give it a current model dot camera. What do we name it? Camera part dot C-frame dot look vector, and then math dot radius, inventory dot module dot spread. So that's where this ties into. So we're giving it a radius of 2 degrees. And then we need a direction. Local direction equals final spread, and then we'll just multiply that by whatever the range is. You can put this in the module if you want, but I'm not gonna have that. I'm just gonna multiply it by like a large number. Finally, we need to make array, which is pretty easy. Workspace, and then we'll raycast. We'll put this at the character dot head dot position, and then direction, and then ray params. If ray and ray instance, ray dot instance, then for now we'll just print ray dot instance dot name just to make sure everything's working. Okay, so we take our gun out, base plate, wait, something's going on with the, let me check. So we equip our gun. I think the values are a little messed up. Here, let's see. If current vm.ammo.value is less than or equal to oh, I know why. I'm dumb. We just need can shoot to be true. There we go. So we're hitting our base plate, hitting the spawn location. Okay, there we go. Okay, instead of printing, we're gonna want to fire an event to the server. So we'll do game.replicated-storage.events.shoot event, and then fire server, ray.instance, and then inventory.module.damage. Okay, now what we're gonna need is we're gonna need a server script, and we'll change this to I guess shooting handler. Make sure this is in the server script service. Then we'll need we'll just copy it. This event dot on server event connect function. We get the player by default. We get the hit part, and then we get the damage. So we just gotta check if hit part dot parent colon find first child humanoid. So if there's a humanoid, humanoid dot health is greater than 0, then we'll take the damage. Okay. Let's get a dummy in here. We'll just choose this guy. Make sure that this is on subject. No. Viewer? Yes. Let's see. Okay, so we're missing an argument. Report.parent, confined first child. 4. Oh, I think that's supposed to be lowercase. Yeah, it's lowercase. Okay, that's why. Are we doing damage? Oh, okay, we are. Here, see, like down here, health. It's at 0. But for some reason, it's not showing. R6 dummy. This one. There we go. Now we can see it take damage. Okay. Okay, so that's all working. That's gonna be the end of this script. We don't need that anymore. Alright, let's get working on reloading. Reloading's not that bad. Basically, we just check if we hit the button and then give ourselves ammo. So, we gotta check if there is the VM. If the current VM.ammo.value is less than the max value, or the max ammo. So if we aren't on a full mag already, and if we can reload, can reload equals false, can shoot equals false, loaded anims dot reload colon play, reloading equals true, loading equals true, and then just in case if the inspect animation is playing, loaded anims dot inspect colon stop. Okay, here's how we're gonna check if we need to cancel the reload. So whenever this gets called, basically what we'll do is we'll set the reloading value to false, and since it's true here, when the reload is done waiting, we'll obviously want it to like the reloading to be true by the end of the reload, and then we'll send it false. But if it's halfway and it's not true, then we'll have issues. But basically what we can do is we're going to do a for loop equals 0, 10, 1. So it's going to start it's going to start at 0, it's going to end at 10, and it's going to be an increment of 1. So what we'll do is we'll wait the loaded anims dot reload dot length and then divide it by 10. Because we're doing this 10 times, we'll divide it by 10. And then each time we check, we'll check if we're not reloading, then we'll break. And then down here at the end of the loop, if we're still reloading, then reloading equals false, current VM.ammo.value equals the max ammo. There we go. And then can shoot equals true, can reload equals true. So basically, if it's still reloading after the wait, then we'll give it the ammo. But if it's not, like it gets stopped halfway, then we'll cancel the reload. Alright, so that's reloading. Up here on the cancel reload, this is just really easy. This is just can shoot equals true, can reloading equals false, can reload equals true, loaded animations dot reload colon stop. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now we just need to actually code it in. So we'll just copy this and then R for reload, and then we'll just reload. Okay, so let's go into here. Let's take our gun out. We'll go into ammo. So we shoot 9, 8, we'll go down to 5. If I hit R, plays the animation, and then bam, now it's at 10. But let's go back down to 5. We play the reload and then stop halfway. Oh wait. Okay, we'll do it like that. Okay, we're down to 5. Play the reload, stop halfway. Time to NX no was okay. So let's see. We will. Oh, we can just in the load slot. We'll do reloading equals false. Here we go. So we'll go back in here, load the gun. Go in here, the ammo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go in here, cancel it. Still the same thing. Okay. And here we need to cancel the reload as well. We'll do that instead. Here and here. So we'll check each time. If not reloading, then break. And if it's not, okay, let's try that again. Time to know it stop. Oh, and here, before we destroy that, we'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no error, that's good. So we should still 10. But this time, I know why. Whenever we load in the new model, it's taking it from here, and the ammo is always at 10. So in here, whenever we shoot, we also need to change the ammo for here. But since it's on the client, it'll only be for the client, so that won't be a problem. So we'll just need to do view models folder find for each child dot name, and then dot ammo minus equals 1, and then on the reload we'll do that to here. Value equals. Okay, there we go. That should fix the problem. So let's just see down in here, view models, pistol, ammo, we're at 9. Reload, stop halfway, and then we will load it back in. In here, we should have 6 ammo. Now we'll reload, stop halfway, go in here, we should have 4. Bam. Now if you reload, finish it all the way, load it again, bam, we have 10. There we go. Okay, that's reloading. Let's get into we'll do full auto shooting, which we already have, like, it's basically already set up. While task.wait do, and we want to make sure we do task.wait, because if it's just wait, there'll be like a limit to how fast you can shoot. And if you have like a really fast weapon, like, I don't know, in my game, like the Chris Vector, it won't be able to shoot. This won't loop fast enough for it to shoot fast enough. So in the task.wait, we'll check if we are full auto shooting, and if there's a current VM, and if we can shoot, and current VM.ammo.value is greater than or equal to 0. Wait, just greater than 0. Then we'll shoot. And just for testing, we'll set that to true. Now if we hold down left click, it does not work. Let's see why. Maybe we do need that greater than or equal to. We do not. Okay. Let's see. So it's something. Let's see. We do have it. Yeah, full auto, true. Maybe we need a. We'll just clarify that we do want it like that. Oops. What the hell? Okay. So it's only shooting once. Let's see. If full auto shooting, that's good. If can shoot and current VM.ammo.value, then shoot. So it's gotta be somewhere. Oh, I just realized we aren't waiting. That might be why. So at the end of this, we gotta wait. We'll do task dot wait module or inventory dot module dot what is it, cooldown? Yeah, cooldown. Gotta wait the cooldown. So now, there we go. We have a full auto shooting. Look, I'm holding it down, like pressing it once. Let go. There you go. And just make sure. Yep. And I like how it layers nicely with the actual animations, the bob. Okay. Finally, we're going to make inspect animation. This is just gonna be really easy. We'll just check whenever we hit F, and then we'll do loaded animations dot inspect, and then we'll play it. That's all we're gonna do. So if we hit F, animation plays. And then we can cancel it whenever we need to. There we go. Let's just make sure that everything's working with multiple weapons. So let's just duplicate the pistol full auto, and then we can go into here, we can change the settings. We'll change the cooldown to 0.05, set this to true, set the damage to like 15. And then in the primary slot up here, we can say pistol FA. Now it should load this slot. Yep, and then this should be, yep, that's the full auto version. And then this is the secondary version. So that's basically the tutorial. That's how my game does it. That's how I do it whenever I need to make a view model. It's very versatile too. If in the settings, let's just increase the ammo we'll say like 100. Of course, you know, you need to make new models. It can't be two, because like you can't even tell when I'm changing. But if I hold it down, then I can do damage. This is the secondary one. Like pulling it down doesn't do anything. Gotta reload this one, and yeah, that inspect animations. That's basically how I do it. If you enjoyed this, stick around, subscribe, like, I don't know, do whatever. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.